So let's start with seated and close our eyes. Sit up nice and tall. And just allow yourself to come into the room, onto your mat, and into your body. Take a nice full inhale here. And let it go. Start to focus in on anything in the room that might be a distraction. Allow it and maybe invite it to be part of your practice. If it's going to continue to be a distraction, and if you can, ask it to leave or remove it from the room. Otherwise, allow yourself to be here on your mat. And take a deep breath in here. And sigh it out. Start to scan out the body, check in, acknowledge those areas of tightness, of concern, of injury or fatigue. And just be mindful of those areas as you start to move today, exploring what it feels like to move a little bit slower and hold a little bit longer with intention. And just notice how that affects the body today. Taking an inhale here. And let it go. Starting to check in mentally, acknowledging what type of day it's been. Check in emotionally, giving those thoughts, giving those emotions some validity. Acknowledge them. But then see if you can let them go. Maybe not completely yet, but see if you can let them go at least for the time that you're on your mat today. Imagine putting each one of those on a little cloud or inside a little bubble and letting them drift off outside the four walls that you're in now. Taking a deep breath in here. And let it go. I'm starting to settle in on an intention for your practice. If you have one you've been working with, using that one. Otherwise, maybe being present in the moment or noticing the body, building that body awareness. Whatever is going to best suit your practice and your needs today, let that take form in your mind's eye. It can be an image, a word, a phrase. Allow that to start to take form. We'll set that intention with either one om or a sigh of the breath, your choice, bringing your hands to your heart center or cupping your heart with two hands. Exhale fully here. Inhaling. Keeping those eyes closed, bring the hands back down to your thighs. And start to grow your breath. Inhaling and exhaling a little bit deeper. Having your inhales and exhales match. Try to keep that slow inhale maybe to a count of 4 or 5. And match it with an exhale to a count of 4 or 5. And trying to keep this even breath that we're going to be settling into here throughout your practice. Try not to rush your movements. Having your movements match your breath when we do transition between poses. And allowing yourself to deliberately inhale and exhale in each of the poses. Keeping that intention in mind when we're working towards flexibility, there will be, as you know me, a few little strength moves in there as well, but mostly for flexibility. Few more rounds of breath. If you're comfortable with engaging that Ujjayi pranayama, that slight narrowing of the back of the throat to create that little ha sound, start to engage that now. And wherever you are in your breathing cycle, exhale, fully bring that chin to the chest, let those eyes blink open. Good, just pausing there with your chin at your chest, draw the chin in, roll the shoulders back, just finding the back of the neck. So we're gonna hold the poses for about 8 to 10 breaths, really being curious about the sensations that start to happen in these poses. Let your breath be fluid, let it be full. Just because there's not a lot of movement doesn't mean you can't still focus on your breath. On your next inhale, draw your right ear toward your right shoulder. And then just kind of notice how that feels, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, but drawing the ear toward the shoulder. And then just notice what feels better, to maybe lift the chin and hold, or maybe to drop the chin toward the chest and hold. So you have over toward the right, so you're feeling that sensation on the left side of your neck. But you have options to where you put your chin to get into places that might feel tight for you. Continue to breathe here, having those eyes just ever so slightly open. On your next inhale, bring your head back to center. And then exhale, go to the opposite side, toward the left. So lean that ear toward the shoulder, let the shoulders be heavy. Notice the sensation on the right side of the neck. And then your choice, maybe the chin drops toward the shoulder, or maybe the chin lifts toward the ceiling. Whatever's gonna feel best to you, and just be curious about that as you continue to breathe. And on your next inhale, bring that chin and head back up to neutral. And exhale. Good, taking your hands, one or both, placing them on your forehead. So you can place them stacked or place them your palms pressing. And you're gonna press your head forward into your hands while your hands resist your head. And breathing there, just feeling the back side of your neck, feeling the front side of your neck, feeling these muscles in the front turn on. A lot of times we sit during the day with that head protruded forward, so it causes the back of the neck to be a little weak, a little tight. So just working on this maybe helps loosen that up. Exhale fully here. So as you inhale, release the hands down to your thighs. Notice that sensation in the neck. Maybe you feel a little lighter and taller. And then draw that chin toward your chest. As you inhale, roll the neck over to the left. And then exhale, draw the head to the right. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. Then inhale to center. And then exhale, roll forward, hands and knees, find child's pose. So you might need to use any props, maybe under your chest, under your knees, under your hips. As you come into child's pose, maybe you take your time, maybe you start on your elbows. Work your way forward, send those hips back, maybe even press into the hands ever so slightly to draw the hips back. And then really focus on your breath opening up the back side of your body. So let the breath open from the back side. Let those ribs expand from the back. Once you're comfortable with where you're going to be today, with your head either on a bolster, a block, or the floor, see if you can relax the arms just a little bit. Can you let the head and chest grow heavier toward the floor? Can you feel the hips reaching back toward your heels a little bit more? Exhale fully here. As you inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, shift your weight forward to hands and knees. Coming to a tabletop position. Doing a couple rounds of cat-cow for some mobility, and then we're going to hold each of those poses. So press down into those hands as you inhale, lengthen through the spine, look up. Exhale, press into the hands around the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. This time, inhale, lengthen, and hold. Draw the heart forward, press into those hands, heart comes forward, belly drops down, tailbone lifts, belly lifts, chin lifts. And then maybe find some weight into the hands a little bit more. Feeling that stretch through the front body, feeling the contraction of the back body. And on your next exhale, press into those hands around the spine, chin to chest, and pause there. So press into those hands, lift up through the shoulder blades, tailbone drops toward your knees as your belly lifts up to the ceiling and your chin draws in closer to your chest. Finding now the opening in the back body as you find that contraction in the front body. Maybe even press into the toes. Exhale fully. Inhale, lengthens you back out to neutral. And then as you exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, find downward dog just for a moment. Pedal the feet, shift the hips, check in here. Bending and straightening one leg at a time, pressing down and forward into those hands. Exhale fully there. As you inhale, bend into the knees if they're not there already. Exhale, walk your hands back toward your feet. Once your feet are firmly on the ground, relax the head. Give a little nod, yes. A little shake, no. And then hands can be on blocks or shins. Inhale, lengthen long spine. Pause there for a moment. Send those inner thighs back, outer hips back. Press into the heels. Imagine sending the sit bones back and the heart forward. And then straighten those legs any little bit. Good. Finding those hamstrings. Now imagine hugging your knees toward one another, but also sending your knees away from one another. So really engaging those legs as you find length in the hamstrings at the back of the leg. 2 more breaths here. Exhale fully. As you inhale, lift and lengthen long spine. Exhale, hands to your hips, pause there. Draw in through the belly, bend the knees if you need to. Maybe your arms reach to the back of the room. Roll the shoulders back, heart goes forward. So engaging through the back body. Maybe as you can feel a little bit less stress in the hamstrings or the low back, you can start to straighten those legs again. Two more breaths here. On your next inhale, lift the chest, bend the knees if you need to. Exhale, relax those arms by your side. Standing in Tadasana for a moment, just notice the sensations in the body. And exhale fully. We're gonna do a couple of sun salutations, but in different ways, just to get some flexibility in our arms. So standing either at the top of your mat or facing the screen, hands by your side, ground down into those feet. So we're gonna do some quarter sun salutations with just our arms. So you're gonna turn your palms out. Inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, hands down by the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down by the side. Grow long through the side waist here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. Good. This time you're going to turn your palms in and you're going to sweep your arms straight up. So you're going to inhale, reach those arms forward and up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, sweep up, maybe lean backwards, a little back bend. Exhale, hands down. One more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. This time holding a side stretch, turn those palms out. Inhale, reaches those arms up. Exhale, press the palms together, interlink the fingers, reach your first finger and thumb toward the ceiling, cup your ears with your arms, and then exhale, lean over to the left, finding a side stretch on the right. Roll the right shoulder back, round down into the feet, bend the knees if you need to, but then send that right hip more to the right and find your weight equally still in both legs. Keep reaching through the arms. Arms are nice and straight as you can make them. Squeezing your head with your arms. Exhale fully here. Inhale brings you all the way back up. And exhale over to the right. Good, reaching out, draw that left shoulder back, right shoulder under, press into the feet, and then lean that left hip a little bit more to the left. Still finding weight in that right foot. Keep reaching through the arms. Tailbone lengthens to your heels. Big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale brings you all the way back up. And then exhale, release the grip, release the hands down. Good, we're gonna go into some forward fold sun salutations, so half sun salutations. I'm just turn to the side. Blocks can be at the front if you need them. Exhale fully, hands by your side. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, refold. Press into the legs. Inhale, sweeps the arms forward and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Little differently, turn those palms out, hands by your side. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side and up. Exhale, fold as the arms go wide as you fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, refold. Press into the legs, arms go wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweeps those arms forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, refold. Press into those feet. Inhale, sweeps those arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Turn the palms out as you inhale, sweep the arms out wide and reach them up. Exhale, wide as you fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, refold. Press into those legs, arms go wide, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. Pause there, hands by your side in Tadasana. Just notice the difference between those two different types of sun salutations with the arms. Notice what felt best to you. Exhale fully. As you inhale, take your arms up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, bend that right arm down behind you, left hand to your right elbow. Draw that right elbow over across your body, press your head into your arm, and then lift the chest. Good, reaching that right arm down your back as much as you're lifting your elbow up, finding that stretch in the tricep and shoulder. Pressing into the legs, drop in through the low belly. Continue staying here, or you can add in that side stretch again. Going a little bit deeper into the side stretch, press into the feet, and then leaning over. So you have that as an option if that's too deep for you. Staying here, you're resisting with that top arm, using that as leverage to find a little deeper range of motion. One more full inhale here. Exhale. Inhale comes back up to center. Exhale, reaches those arms up. Take a big inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, left arm comes down behind the head. Taking that hand to the elbow and drawing the hand over. Walking that left hand down your back, pressing into the feet, and then resisting top arm and top elbow. Finding that stretch into that tricep, into the shoulder. And then if you want to add in that side stretch again, leaning it over toward the right. Trying this time to keep your hips stacked over your heels rather than letting your hips lean. Stacking those hips, finding just the upper body stretch. Another big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale brings you back up to neutral. Exhale reaches those arms up. Take a big inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, release those arms down by the side. Pause there, notice the sensations. And then coming into a little bit of a calf stretch, you're gonna, stepping with your feet, you're gonna step your right foot back. Press your left or your right heel down and then bend into that right knee until you start to feel that calf stretch. So the left leg's gonna bend as well. If you can then eventually straighten that left leg and then sit your hips back. You might get a little deeper into the calf. If that's too much strain on the calf or on the front thigh, keep bending into both knees. So you're getting into that calf there. If you want to add on a little stretch for the shoulder, take your right arm, reach it forward. Take that right arm, reach it now across your body and hold onto it and resist with the left arm. So a little prep for Gomukhasana. We're going to eventually get there, and a little prep for eagle arms. Take another inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, release the arm. Bring both feet back together. Exhale there. Switching sides, so that right foot's forward, left foot's back, pressing down into that back heel, keep the toes pointed forward, and then bending into that knee. Straightening the other leg if it feels okay, or keep a bend in that one, really focusing on the calf. And then adding in the arm, taking that left arm across the body, hugging it in with that right hand. Left arm's nice and straight, resisting one another with the hands. Keep the belly engaged, keep the breath nice and smooth. Sometimes it's harder when your body's still to focus with the mind and the breath. That's part of the practice. One more full inhale here. Exhale. As you inhale, release the arm, bring both feet back together, exhale there. Just kind of notice. Coming into a quadricep stretch here. Grounding down, you might need a wall, a chair, or something. Pressing down into that left foot. Draw the right heel to your bum and pause into that quadricep stretch. As you do, tailbone drops, low belly draws in, knee hugs into the center line, and then resist hand and foot, foot and hand. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, maybe both hands grab for the foot. Maybe you start to roll the shoulders back and lift the chest. Finding that quadricep stretch, pull in through the belly so there's no constriction in the low back. 2 more breaths here. And then keeping your balance, release the foot, but then draw the knee up toward your chest. And then start to hug the knee into the chest as close as you can. Roll the shoulders back, standing strong in that front leg. Maybe even flex the foot on that right leg. And then let that right hip drop toward the floor. Finding some stretch in the hips. Good. Continue to keeping your balance, keep your gaze steady, keep your breath even. One more full inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, releases that foot down. Exhale, find Tadasana. Pause for a moment. Notice that side of your body. Coming into the left side. So pour your weight into your right foot, find your balance, and then slowly start to draw your left heel to your glutes, and then grabbing onto that foot. Draw in through the belly, draw the knee toward the center line, and then press the heel toward the bum. Maybe both hands reach back to the foot. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Finding some openness in the front body, from hip to knee, from shoulders to rib. Slowing that breath down. Exhale fully here. Release that grip, keep your balance as you inhale, draw the knee up toward your chest. Exhale, grab around onto that leg, hug that knee in nice and high. Once you've lifted it high, flex the foot, and then let that left hip drop down. So try not to crunch in the waist, let that hip drop down to open up through the hip, the back of your glutes, the back of your hamstring a little bit. Try to relax the shoulders. Big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, slowly releases that leg. Exhale, foot to floor, pause there, notice those sensations. Exhale fully. Good, stepping yourself out nice and wide on your mat. Having your blocks handy, coming to a wide leg forward fold. Press down into those feet, lift the heart, and as you exhale, lengthen forward, nice long spine. Hands come down to the blocks or floor. Press into the hands, lengthen the spine, send the sit bones back, press into the outer edges of your feet, and then turn on those glutes as you lengthen forward a little bit more. So maybe elbows come to blocks, maybe hands walk back on the floor. We're keeping those legs active, finding that stretch down the back of the thigh, into the inner groins. Maybe even out on the outer part of your calf as you're pressing into the outer edges of your feet. Continue to breathe deep. Can you expand through the back ribs a little bit more as you fold forward? Exhale fully here. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend into your knees and start to walk yourself toward your right foot. So your right foot's gonna be forward, left foot's gonna be back. You're gonna be in a low lunge. So we're gonna do a little bit of movement here and then we're gonna hold each of these poses. So for a low lunge here, you're gonna inhale, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend into that front leg. Exhale, lift the right arm by the twist. Inhale, brings the hand back down. Exhale, rolls the shoulders back. Take an inhale there. Exhale, hips back. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, bends back into that front knee. Exhale, find your twist. Take an inhale there. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, shoulders back, hips drop. Exhale, straighten the front leg, fold forward. One more time, inhale, bends into the front knee. Exhale, find your twist. Pause there, take an inhale. Exhale, hand to floor or block. Take an inhale, roll the shoulders back and pause here in this lunge. So if you want to go a little bit deeper into the hip flexors, maybe your knee comes down, maybe your hands come to the inside of that leg. So getting into your hip flexors on the front leg, getting into your inner thigh and groin on the front leg, and breathing there. And again, your elbows can come down to blocks or floor. Your back leg can be straight or bent, just depending on how you're feeling here. Making sure your breath is smooth and steady. It's not choppy. You're not holding your breath. And just do a little check-in with your jaw. Relax your tongue. From here, inhale, bring yourself back up to your hands. If you're not there already, bring one hand on either side of that front foot. And then exhale, straighten the front leg. Again, you can keep your back knee down or up, your choice. Getting into the front leg though, so we're getting into the hamstring of the front leg. So maybe you find more accessibility with your knee down and straightening. Maybe you find more accessibility with your leg straight on the back leg. So your choice. And then draw that right hip back slightly as that left hip draws toward your front heel. And then can you really push into the front heel and draw those right toes back, getting into the calf. Two more breaths here. Exhale fully. Inhale is going to bend you into that front knee. Exhale again, back knee can be up or down. That left hand's going to stay on the floor, right arm's going to reach to the ceiling, find the twist. So you can go a little bit deeper if you want, if it feels good. Maybe that left elbow finds your right knee, and then your palms press into a twisted lunge with palms at heart center. Take one more full inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, unwinds the arms back to the blocks or floor. Exhale, pause there. So you have the choice, you can walk yourself to the back of your mat, or you can inhale, look forward, exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale there, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, steps the right foot back, finding that low lunge. Good, pausing there, take an inhale, roll the shoulders back. And as you exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bends you back into the front knee. Exhale, finds your twist, open up to the left. Take a big inhale there. Exhale, hand to floor or block. Inhale, rolls the shoulders back, look up. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bends you into the front knee. Exhale, find your twist. Take an inhale there. Exhale, hand to block or floor. Inhale, shoulders roll back. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, twist. Take an inhale there. Exhale, brings that hand back down, pause. So coming into that low lunge, so again, back knee can be up or down. You can walk your hands to the inside of your foot. So getting into that front inner groin and hamstring, your back hip flexor. And grounding yourself down, finding a little bit of engagement in the legs, but letting that flexibility take over. Let the heart come forward still, try not to round into the spine. Really let yourself feel the places that you need to stretch. Letting that left foot come out to the side as much as you need to allow yourself to lengthen forward. Tapping back into that breath. Deliberate inhales and exhales to a count of 4 or 5 on each side. Exhale fully here. Inhale comes back up to those hands. Exhale, brings that foot back to the center line. Then again, your choice. You can straighten both legs, or you can keep back knee on the ground, straightening that front leg. So whatever's gonna feel best to you, getting into this pose. Getting into that hamstring, down into the calf. Wherever you are, can you draw that right hip more toward your left heel? Like your inner thighs are trying to touch. And then can you draw your right or left toes back toward your left shin? About 3 more breaths here. Exhale fully. As you inhale, bend into that front knee. Extend the back leg long. Right hand to the block or floor. Left arm's gonna reach, finding your twist. If you'd like to go deeper, that right elbow comes on top of the left thigh. Palms press. Bring those hands toward heart center. So you have that as an option. Finding the rotation in the spine. Finding the length of the back leg. And then maybe a little stretch on that outer left hip. Nice full breaths here, even in the constricted position. One more full inhale here. And exhale. Inhale. Unwinding yourself, come to those hands back to the floor. And then from here, lengthen out. You are going to walk yourself back to the long end of your mat. So walking those feet toward the long end of your mat, and then turn myself around. And you're in that wide leg forward fold again. Maybe walk the feet out a little bit more. Press into the outer edges of those feet, lift the kneecaps, send the heart forward, and then forward fold a little bit deeper. Send the weight slightly forward, just noticing if there's any little bit more flexibility here in this pose. Top of the head dropping down toward the floor. Legs are engaged, upper body's relaxed. Exhale fully. Inhale, lift and lengthen, nice long spine. Exhale, bend into those knees. And as you inhale, draw the heels in, exhale, toes in. So walking those feet in closer together with each little breath until they're a little wider than hip distance apart. And if you need a block, place that block back behind you and start to lower the hips, come into that malasana, that low squat. Dropping those hips, rocking around from side to side. Lifting the chest, squeezing in with those legs, but pressing them away with the elbows. Letting that low back relax, maybe even rounding into the low back a little bit, letting the shoulders round forward just a little. Two more breaths here. And then slowly lean forward, lift the hips, straighten those legs, come to a forward fold, bring those toes back in. Just a little wider stance here, forward fold. Relax the head down. We're going to make our way toward the floor. As you inhale, lengthen, nice long spine. Exhale, bend the knees. So you can bring your feet closer if you need to. You can keep them where they are. Knees are bent, arms are going to reach. Find Utkatasana, chair pose. Good. Hug those knees toward one another. Engage the glutes. Lift the chest. Keeping the heat in the legs so we can stretch them out as we go. We're gonna slowly make our way to the floor. So take an inhale here. Exhale, lower. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower. Maybe arms reach forward. Take another inhale. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. You're there, but then lift those knees, lift those feet, find Navasana. Hands can hug behind the knees. Arms can reach to feet. If you're feeling really excited about core today, straighten those legs. Keep the chest lifted. Keep hugging the knees toward the shoulders. Can you keep your breathing easy? Can you maybe even smile? 2 more breaths. And then bringing the feet down, rounding forward, give those knees a hug. And then adjust yourself on your mat. You're gonna come into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Sitting up nice and tall. So if you're sitting and you're kind of rounding in your spine, press a little blanket underneath your hips. So the difference between sitting here and struggling to sit up, or propping your hips up just a little bit so that you can lift a bit taller. Press the soles of the feet together. And then from here, we're going to come into eagle arms, so full eagle arms, taking your right arm over your left, seeing if it'll stay. If it doesn't stay and it keeps slipping off, give yourself a big hug. Otherwise, back to the hands together. Maybe you can slip your palms to touch. Inhale, lift those elbows. Exhale, hold. So elbows are pressing forward. You're pressing knees down, pressing heels together. And then if you want to add in a little neck stretch as well, your hands are going to go to the right as your head goes to the left. But keep lifting those elbows. Two more breaths here. Inhale, brings head and arms back to center. Exhale, release those arms. Lean back into the hands, just open it up. And then from here, you're gonna take your right leg, extend it forward. Left leg's gonna come into your inner thigh. Sit up nice and tall, big inhale here. Exhale, lengthen forward over that front right foot. Shoulders draw onto the back. Heart comes forward, press into that heel. Now imagine dragging your right leg back toward you. And can you feel it a little bit more in that hamstring as you continue to fold forward? If you have the accessibility, maybe a strap around the foot, maybe your hands around your foot to lengthen yourself forward. Can you draw that left rib closer toward your right knee? And then press the legs into the floor. Exhale fully. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale back to center. Bring your legs back to Baddha Konasana. Sit up nice and tall, press the soles of the feet together. This time your left elbow is going to come over your right. So left over right. If it doesn't stay, bringing it and giving yourself a hug. Maybe palms press, lift through the elbows, send the elbows forward. Find that stretch in the upper back first between the shoulder blades. Keep pressing the feet, drawing knees down. And if you want to add in that neck stretch, hands to the left, head to the right. And breathe. Try to relax the jaw. Relax the eyes. Deepen your breath. Two more breaths here. Exhale fully. Inhale, brings those arms back to center. Exhale, unwind the arms, lean it back, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, take that left leg extended out. Right foot comes into the inner thigh. Take a big inhale, square the chest toward that leg, and then exhale, lengthen forward. Press foot into thigh, press knees to the floor, lengthen the chest forward, and then imagine dragging that left leg back toward you. And then hands can go around the strap, around the foot, but lengthening out, feeling that stretch in the hamstring first, and then maybe into the low back. Finding maybe a little bit more sideways stretch by drawing that right rib to the left knee. Continue to breathe deep. Exhale fully here. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale back to center. Draw those legs in one more time. This time we get to fold in Baddha Konasana. So press the soles of the feet together, lift the chest, and then start to lengthen forward. Pressing those elbows back into those thighs to draw the thighs back as the heart comes forward. And then imagine there's little tiny strings attached to your knees, drawing them down to the floor as you continue to press into those feet. Chest is lengthening forward, getting into the outer hips and the inner groin. And then once maybe you found your rounding, you can go, if your elbows can make it toward the floor, maybe start to round into the upper back. Let the head dangle down. Breathe deeper into the back body. Exhale fully here. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale all the way up. Take both knees up, take both legs out. Pause here for a moment. Spread through the toes. And then sitting up nice and tall, flex through the feet. The feet can be next to each other or hip distance apart. Exhale, forward fold over those legs. And again, hands can be by side. Shoulders roll back, heart lengthens, or maybe hands around the strap or hands around the feet. This one, see if you can really still target the hamstrings by imagining drawing those heels back to you as your chest lengthens forward. Draw the low belly in just a little bit more to find a little bit more rounding in the low back. Exhale fully. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale back to center. From here, you're going to take your right knee. You're going to bend that knee and give it a hug. So you're going to hug it in so that right foot might stay on the inside of your left foot or left leg, or maybe it goes to the outside. If it goes to the outside, can you press it down into the ground? Sitting up tall, give that knee a hug. So you feel different stretches as you're comfortable with this. As you want to go a little bit deeper with your twist, maybe that right hand comes behind you and you roll the shoulder back, finding a little deeper twist. If you want to go even deeper and you have a little bit more flexibility there, left elbow over the right knee, and then lift your chest to your hand to your chest to continue twisting. And again, breathing deep, breathing full. One more full inhale here. Exhale fully. Inhale brings you back to center. Exhale, extend that leg out. Taking the left knee in, hug it in, just notice how that feels. And then maybe foot goes over the right leg, maybe it feels better to the inside, and then start to keep hugging, rotate toward the left. If your foot's on the ground or your foot's hugging in, press it into the floor so you can sit up taller. Continue to rotate, and then maybe that left hand can come behind you. Maybe right elbow over the left knee, finding a little deeper twist. Try to keep lifting the chest up toward the ceiling. Finding length in the spine instead of leaning back. Finding the twist with a nice upright spine. Exhale fully here. Inhale, unwind. Exhale back to center. Pause there for a moment. And then from here, we're going to come into hero's pose. So draw those feet back, roll yourself forward, and coming onto kneeling onto your knees. If this is going to be troublesome for your knees, just go ahead and sit cross-legged. If you need it for your ankles, you can always place a blanket so that your ankles come over the edge of it so you don't have as deep a flexion for your ankles or extension for your ankles. If you can sit all the way to the floor or you need to sit on a block, you have those options too. And then we're going to go into full Gomukhasana arm. So if you need a strap or if you need a towel, grab that. Should have had to do that before we got in the pose, sorry. And I'm just going to show you this side from the back to begin. Taking your right arm, reach it up and over just like we did before, bringing it back so the strap or towel is in that right hand. And then drawing it back and then taking the left arm, extend it out to your side, rotate your thumb down, and then draw that hand up your back. Grabbing onto the strap, and then trying to work that left arm under so that maybe eventually your hands reach and your elbows are squeezing to the center line. Your chest is lifting and your head is pressing into that backhand. So it can be hands as far apart as you need, but the action is there of pulling and lifting, finding some openness in the chest, into the arm, into the shoulder. 2 more full breaths here. Exhale fully. Release the bottom arm first. Taking that top arm, bringing it down. Pause there for a moment. Adjust your feet if you need to. And we'll go into the second side. So taking that left hand back behind you. Draw that head, arm back behind you. Press the head into it. Strap comes down the back or towel. And then your right arm is going to reach out. Thumb rotates down. And then bringing the back of the hand to the low back, find that strap or towel, and start walking it up toward the other hand. Roll the shoulders back, pull the low belly in. Imagine elbows are drawing to the center of your body, so you can find that stretch in the shoulders. Keep lifting the head. At this point in time, people tend to round forward. If you round forward, your hands definitely get farther apart. So you want to keep that spine nice and long. Good, 2 more breaths here. Exhale fully. Inhale releases the bottom arm. Exhale releases the top arm. Good, roll yourself forward. Press down into those hands. Lift your hips, find downward facing dog. You have the option for a vinyasa here if you'd like to do that, if you feel you still need some heat, you're cooling down. Otherwise, just find some action in that downward dog. Press your hands down and forward, lift up through the low belly, send your hips and heels back to the back of the mat. From here, we're gonna come into pigeon. If you don't feel like this pigeon is good for you, you can come into the seated figure 4 position. Exhale fully here. As you inhale, take that right leg, lift it to the sky. Exhale, heel to bum, open it up. Feel that nice open stretch. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, draw your knee toward your nose, and then bring that knee to the back of the right hand. Pressing down into that front leg, tuck the back toes, lift the back knees, send your hips to the back of your mat, so tilt your pelvis back, and then uncurl the toes, walk yourself forward. So no holding today, just nice stretchy feeling in pigeon. Still press down into the legs, find an active range of motion and active flexibility here. Press down into the top of the back foot. And then see if you can lengthen a little bit more out of the pelvis, lengthen the spine forward. And letting those arms lengthen forward. Maybe your head rests on your hands, on the floor, on the block. Maybe you're on your elbows. But feeling that stretch in the left side, into the right hip. Maybe even into the right quadricep. Exhale fully here. As you inhale, start to walk those hands back underneath the shoulders. Exhale, tuck your back toe, walk your back knee in, and then lift your hips, step it back, downward dog. Again, you have the option for a vinyasa if you'd like. Otherwise, stay here in downward dog. Pressing back into that right leg, pedaling the feet. Then going into the second side. On your inhale, take that left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, heel to bum, open it up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw knee toward the nose, and then knee toward the back of the left hand. Back toes tucked under, extend the back knee back. So lift the back knee, extend the hips back, and then start to lengthen forward, finding your stretch on this side. Remember, sides are different. This side you might need a little bit more support. You might need to stay up a little longer, letting your breath take over as the muscle stretches and relaxes. But press into those legs. Let that right hip draw forward. Let that left hip draw back. And then lengthen up out of the hips with the spine to lengthen the chest and shoulders forward. Exhale fully here. As you inhale, start to walk those hands back underneath the shoulders. Exhale, tuck your back toes, slide that back knee in, and then press into the hands, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Again, you have an option for vinyasa. Maybe you're just holding here in downward dog, finding that stretch. But from here, we're gonna make our way onto our belly. So when you're ready, lowering yourself all the way down onto your belly. Go as slow as you want. Once you're on your belly, lengthen those toes out, lengthen the hands back behind you. Come into locust. Press down into the pubic bone. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, hover the hands, palm face one another. Either pressing down into the feet or also lifting the feet, using that back body. Finding some strength in the back body. That helps with flexibility. Sometimes we're tight or we're weak. That's what causes our inflexibility. 2 more breaths here. As you exhale, toes down, inhale, lifts the chest a bit more, and then exhale, release it down, turn your head to one side and pause. And then coming into a stretch for our chest. From here, you're gonna take your right arm, extend it out, and then bend your elbow so that your elbow and shoulder are in line, and that your wrist and elbow are in line. So you make a little 90-degree angle. And then from here, you're gonna look to your left, slide your right elbow away from you, and then start to lean to the right, finding a chest stretch. You might need something to place underneath your head if it's too much pressure on your neck, but you're pressing your hand into the floor, you're stacking your hips, your left hand is just kind of helping roll you over. And breathe. If you want to go a little deeper, be mindful of the shoulder, but you can take your top leg, bend that knee, and place that foot just behind your bottom leg. So you're opening up a little bit more. This is a nice deep stretch for the chest, into the shoulder. Exhale fully. Inhale comes back to center. Slide that right hand under your forehead, left hand stacks on top, rest your head down, take a breath. And then second side, take your left arm extended out, shoulder in line with elbow, and then bend the elbow, wrist in line with elbow. And then right hand comes to the side, start to roll toward that side, slide the left shoulder away from you so that you can stack your hips, using anything you need to under your head as a pillow for your spine. And then feeling that chest stretch. Press into the hand, press into the elbow. If it feels okay, top leg can bend, placing that foot just behind your bottom leg. And extending your legs long, come back to center. This time taking that left hand underneath your forehead, right hand on top, and then press your forehead down. And getting into our quadriceps one more time. You have a couple options. You can lift yourself up into Sphinx pose, and then bend your right leg, grab back for the heel and press it down. So this is called Bekasana, or frog pose. Or if you know that's not gonna happen today, lay down onto your left side, use your left arm as a pillow, bend your right knee, grab for your foot, and then press your heel back, hips forward. So you have that as a stretch. Or you're just gonna take that same thing, roll it onto your belly with your left elbow on the floor. So it's a nice deep quadricep stretch. Pushing that heel toward your bum, drawing your knee toward the center line so there's an engagement of that knee squeezing in. Exhale fully here. Go to release that foot. And going into the other side, bending that knee, reaching back, or rolling to your right side, grabbing the foot and holding here. So you have options. Whatever's going to be best for your body. And each side might be a little different. Hug the knees toward one another. Press foot into hand, hand into foot. And then press that right hip forward. Press the left hip forward. Exhale fully here. Inhale, releases that. Exhale, bring those hands back down to the floor. Rest your head on your hands. Take 2 breaths here. Rocking those hips a little bit from side to side. And then your choice, you can just directly roll over onto your back, or maybe you press yourself back into child's pose because we've been on our bellies a long time. Press back into child's pose for a couple breaths before making your way onto your back. As you make your way onto your back, laying down, maybe have your strap handy in case you need it, but taking your right knee, draw into your chest. Extend the left leg long if that's accessible to you. And then maybe start to draw that right knee out to the side, flex the right foot up to the ceiling, coming into half happy baby. So again, if half happy baby isn't as accessible to you today, hugging the back of that right leg and just hugging that knee in. You're just getting a little deeper inner groin stretch with the half happy baby. Left leg can even stay bent if you need. Exhale fully here. Go and release that leg, place the foot on the floor, bend the left knee, and then draw that left knee into the chest to begin. Maybe extend the right leg long. And then maybe start to find half happy baby. Whatever variation is good for you, and that's where if you need your strap, you can hold onto your strap as well around the ball of the foot. Should have mentioned that the first time. And exhale fully here. Release that foot, place that foot on the floor, bend your other knee, place that on the floor. Pause there for a moment. And then coming into full happy baby, draw both knees in, grabbing the heels or grabbing the toes, drawing those knees down wide. Rocking a little bit from side to side if that feels okay. And then taking those legs back up, give them a little shake. Kind of just notice in your body if you feel like you need another twist, going ahead into another twist to the right and to the left before Shavasana. If you're feeling pretty good for Shavasana, feet to the floor, take the legs out long. Allow yourself to surrender here into relaxation. Taking up as much space as you need to. Use any props that you need to under the body, the legs, the head, maybe covering the eyes. If you need to leave right at 6:15 today at the end of our class, we have about 2 minutes left here in Shavasana. Otherwise, if you can stay a little longer, I'll bring us out of Shavasana together in about 5 minutes. So settle in here, allowing yourself to drop into your body. Get out any little wiggles you need to. And then once you're settled in, take a nice deep inhale. And let it go. Feeling your body sink into your mat. Drop into your space. Staying connected with the present by focusing on your breath at the tip of your nose or the rise and fall of your belly. Allowing yourself to surrender mentally and physically, to allow your body to absorb the energy you've created today as your body and mind take rest. I'll bring us out of Shavasana with 3 bells. Enjoy the rest. Feeling free to stay here if it feels good and you need to restore more. Otherwise, start to deepen your breath. Allowing some movement to come into the fingers and toes, even the wrists and ankles. On your next breath, reach your arms back behind your head, slide your feet together, give yourself a long stretch. And slowly bend the knees, either hug the knees into the chest or windshield wiper those legs, whatever you need to do to bring some circulation back to the body. And then when you're ready, use your arm as a pillow, roll over to your favorite side, pause there for a moment, check in mentally, physically, acknowledging the shifts from the practice. As you're ready, mindfully press yourself up, come all the way back up to seated. Allow those ears, those eyes to close once you reach there, and bring those hands to your heart center. Allow yourself to come into the room, onto your mat, into your body. Connecting again with that intention you'd set for your practice. And allowing the strength, the energy, and the breath of this practice, the flexibility of this practice, help you as you transition off your mat and into your day ahead, your evening ahead. We'll seal everything in with one Om or a sigh of the breath. Exhale fully. Inhaling here. Bowing your head slightly. Taking a moment to think of one thing in your life that you truly are grateful for. And then hold on to that image in your mind's eye as you raise your head with a smile. Thank you for taking care of yourself and finding some flexibility today. Drink lots of water, each bed use my sunblock. Namaste.